Bow! What's going on, everybody? And today we are talking about why I believe the Glock 47 is the best Glock out of the whole lineup. And now this is, of course, just my opinion. You are entitled to your own opinion, and if you want to express that, go down in the comment section and tell me what you think the best Glock is, why you disagree or agree with me, and I am responding to every single comment that will be down there. If you don't believe me, drop a comment and I will be responding. I promise I'll get back to it as soon as I can, but I will be responding to every single one that's in the comment section. Other than that, like and subscribe if you appreciate the video, if it helped out a lot at all, or if you got some information out of this that you didn't know. So I brought a couple different Glocks out today. Right here you have the 43X, and the 43X I do think is a good gun. I think it's a good backup gun, right? The 43X, it's small, it fits in your hand, it fits in my hand just perfectly. I can still get my pinky on the bottom of it, which is a big plus. With like the Glock 26 where my pinky hangs off, I just can't do that. So my pinky does fit on it. When it comes to the grip, you know, the grip is not too bad at all. You know, it's basically a 19 size grip. It's just a little bit skinnier, so I could deal with the grip. But the barrel just being a lot shorter means that there's going to be a lot more muzzle flip on this gun compared to a full-size gun. You still can put a light on here, so this is great for having something small. And again, I believe that this is the best backup gun in the line. This is one of the most popular Glocks. You know, people like carrying this gun because it's smaller, it's very slim, and that's another problem with it being slim, is it only has 10 rounds in the magazine. I believe 10. Yep, only 10 rounds in the magazine. Now you can get the shield mags for this gun, but that is not an OEM Glock part. And one of the things that I don't trust changing on my guns are the magazines. Glock magazines are extremely reliable. They've been known for being reliable. You know, they're tried, tested, true. So whenever it comes to the magazines, I don't like playing with it. I've heard mixed things about the shield arms mags, and that's enough for me to not trust my life on it. If there's like, you know, 60-40 good things, bad things, or even 50-50 or 70-30, that 30, 40, 50% is enough for me to not trust my life on it, because, you know, with my luck, if I ever needed to use it, I'd get that 20, 30, 40, 50% of the bad things. You know, I'd have that happen to me. So 43X, good gun, but I just don't believe it's the best. It's, if you can carry a bigger gun, carry a bigger gun. For smaller people, you know, you can't carry a full-size gun, I think this is a good go-to. But if you can carry a bigger gun, always carry a bigger gun. And then up next we have my Glock 19 right here, and this has been on the channel for a while. I used to have a light on here, but I just took it off. I absolutely love this gun. I just did a 20,000 round review on this. If you want to check it out, I'll put it up in the corner right here. Yeah, 20,000 rounds on this gun. I mean, it runs so smooth. Before I start playing with it, let me make sure it's unloaded. It runs so smooth. The recoil spring on here is like butter. The trigger on here is like butter. Anyway, so the 19 is closer to what I believe the best gun is, in my opinion, because whenever you have a smaller grip, it doesn't print as much, right? So whenever you're carrying appendix, strong side, whatever, the thing that prints is from here to here. And if you have a longer grip, it's going to be out here. Or, you know, if you have a magazine on top of that, it's going to be out here. So whenever it comes to the grip, I can fit my hand on here just perfect, especially with this mag well, kind of pushes my pinky up. And I think that's why I shoot this gun so well. You know, it still carries full capacity, you know, 15 round magazines, and I have a +5 extension on here. So I think that whenever it comes to like the perfect gun, really it's going to be what you can grab onto the most and also conceal the least. So that's why I think this is very close to being what the best Glock is, and that's why it's so popular, is because it's just kind of like that Goldilocks size, where it's like it's got a longer barrel than the 43X, but not too long. It's got a just enough grip to kind of fit your whole hand on, but it's still not a full size. So I think the Glock 19 definitely was my favorite for a while until I got the Glock 47. So I think this is definitely a runner-up. And we're going to talk about why I would choose this even over the 45 or the 19X, which are other couple very popular options. The Glock 19 for me is just it. You know, prints the least, still holds full size capacity. if you wanted to, or even more. It has just the perfect slide and barrel, but it's still not number one for me. And then we're gonna skip over the 47 and we're gonna go to the Glock 34 right here. So this is my Glock 34. I had this built for like competition style shooting. IDPA, I can use the mag wheel. USPSA, I cannot unless I want to run limited optics. But this gun shoots great. I have a Gideon Omega optic on here. If you want to check out that video, I'll post it up here as well. They're a great optics company. Go give them a check out. They make cheap optics or budget-friendly optics. So they're definitely worth a look at. This one is kind of the SRO footprint, and it's got like a circle of cross arrows. Anyways, we're not really talking about that. So the 34, I think, is probably, it's very commonly known that the 34 is like the flattest shooting Glock, right? Out of the 43, the 26, the 19, 17, 19X, you know, all those. The 34 is the flattest shooting because, of course, it has the longest barrel and the longest slide. And I'm not even talking about the 17L in this video because that's just like completely unpractical. Great range gun, but it's like there's nobody that's going to be carrying a 17L or spending the money on one, or, you know, so great range toy, fun to shoot, but I'm just not even going to talk about that in this video. So the 34, I think, is more competition based. I would still carry this. You know, I don't think this is still too long to carry. You don't see a lot of people doing it. Like there's that one dude from Tier 1 Concealed that does it. You know, I have a couple friends that carried a 34 for a while because, you know, still the mindset of carry the biggest gun you can possible while still being comfortable or being able to conceal it. The bigger the gun, the better it's going to shoot. And so let's say you could get away with carrying the 34 compared to the 19 or the 47, which is, you know, the topic of today's video. If you could get away with carrying the 34, you could conceal it just as well as the other two. It was just as comfortable as the other two. And of course, it shoots slightly better than the other two. It's not a night and day difference by any means, but of course it shoots a little bit better. Say all of those things were the same when it comes to this, right? I still would not carry the 34 over something like the 19 or 47 for one reason. And that's gonna be actually because of the longer slide and barrel. So in my experience, whenever it comes to the 34, you have a longer slide, longer barrel, the same full-size recoil spring that's in the 17, but you don't have the same problems with the 17 as you do with the 34. And this is not me saying that this gun is unreliable by any means. I'm just saying compared to the other ones, it's not as reliable. And the reason I say that, and if anybody else has had these same problems, please back me up down in the comment section. I've talked to people before, they've had similar issues. So again, not saying the 34 is an unreliable gun at all. It's still a Glock, it's still very reliable. But because it has a lot more mass to reciprocate up top compared to the 19 and the 17, not really a lot more, but more. And it has that longer recoil spring, it takes more to get the slide to send back. So if you shoot weaker ammo in this that still would cycle in the 19 or the 43X, it won't cycle in this. And that's not 100% to blame on the gun. You know, that's if you're shooting like weak, cheap, like steel case ammo or whatever, but it does run in the other guns. And if that's all you have available, sometimes that's all you have available. And, you know, shooting like S&B or Blazer or self-defense ammo out of this, I've never had any problems. But shooting the lighter stuff, I have had a couple of failure to feeds because it doesn't send the slide all the way back to extract the round and pick up the next one. And also I've had friends where I tried to, when I first got this gun built or finished it, I was you know, trying to show some friends at the range and I was trying to get them to shoot it. And one guy went up to shoot it and he could not get like 2 or 3 rounds in a row without this jamming. And that's because he was slightly limp wristing it, and we were also shooting lighter ammo. And he went and took his M&P and his Taurus G2C, and the same ammo ran flawlessly in both those guns because they were the same size as the 19. You know, they're the compact guns. So I do think it has a lot to do with the slide, the barrel, the recoil spring, them being a little bit larger. They do need, you know, standard power factor factory ammo to really cycle in them. Not knocking the gun, you should shoot better ammo than that anyways, but it is just a possibility on why if this was the same as the other ones, I wouldn't have this at the best shooting Glock. Even if it was the same to carry, you know, still a little bit better to shoot. So yeah, even though this is a better shooting gun, it's just not as reliable as the, you know, good old tried and true Glock 19 or 17. So, and then I did not bring a 17 out today because the 47 is replacing the 17. It's the same exact thing, right? And right here we have my 47. So this is my everyday carry. Let me go ahead and unload it. See how I caught that? So the reason I believe that this is the best gun because, so this has the full size grip, right? For people that have larger hands, which are normally going to be bigger people that can carry a full size gun, and I believe you should, it lets you get a full purchase on this gun. So I still have a little bit of room down there. If I had bigger hands, it might be a tighter fit, which is why people don't like the 19 and especially like the 43 or the 43X. So when it comes to the 47, again, it's the same as the 17, but I believe it's better than the 17 for a couple reasons, and we'll get to that in a moment. But you get that full-size purchase. You can fit full-size magazines in here, which you can in the 19 as well. So it's really not that much. It's not a point in this direction other than the fact of you getting the full-size grip. Take away a little point because it does print a little bit more. But like I said, if you can get away with carrying a bigger gun, you should. And this is going to be the same size grip as the 45 and the 19X, which a lot of people love that gun anyways. And then whenever it comes to the slide and barrel, it's the same size slide and barrel as the 17. But you know what's not the same is the guide rod and recoil spring. So just like the problems I was just talking about in that 34 with it being just slightly, let's turn my light on, just slightly more, less reliable with the 17, again, I have never experienced the same problems with the 17. It's just the 34 being a little bit longer. But this having the same size slide and barrel as the 17 and then that smaller recoil spring like the 19, I've found that this can shoot just as low power recoil ammo as the 19 can. So like, some shitty steel case, low power ammo that can only run in my 19, couldn't run in my 34, can run in this gun. And I do believe it has a lot to do with the smaller recoil spring. And that has a lot to do with why, that ties into another couple reasons why I think this is the best gun. So a lot of people's favorite gun, like I've been saying, is the 19X and the 45. You can change this to the 19X or the 45. You can take a Glock 19 slide and put it on here. It's interchangeable. You can take this slide right here and put it on a 19 and have a 19 long, which arguably, based off what I was saying earlier, would be my favorite Glock, because if I can get a full purchase on this, it prints less, and I had the same size slide and barrel as this 47, that's kind of the ideal gun. Again, I don't think it's the best just for me because I do like the extra purchase grip right here. That's the only reason. But ideally, whenever you think about it, just a smaller grip with a longer slide, it's kind of just like a perfect setup. You can get away with less printing, still have that full size slide and barrel, increases accuracy, reduces recoil, all by little margins, but little stuff helps. And so again, whenever it comes to this gun, you have three different options. You have the 47, which is basically the 17. You can switch it to the 45 by taking the 19 slide on here, and it gives you the option to make that 19 long, like I was just talking about, to where if you think the 19 is the best gun to carry, if you had a 19 long, it'd be even better. And then you can even throw a Radiant Ramjet or something on that and make it like a Glock 34 size, and then you have just the most superior Glock 19 gun that you can get. So yeah, having a full-size gun like this, it allows you to shoot as good as you can. If you show me somebody who can shoot like a Glock 43X or 43 even really good, like a good shooter with that gun, I can show you somebody who could be a great shooter with the full-size gun. The smaller guns, if sometimes that's all that you can carry, and that's completely fine, but the smaller guns are never going to shoot as good as the bigger full-size guns, which is why some people like carrying the smaller ones because they can't get away with the full-size ones. It's kind of all a circle, but I think that this is just the perfect mixture of giving you all the different options to change and modify, or just shoot it as it is and have that 17 size with the reliability of the 19, or at least the ability to be able to shoot the lesser ammo like the 19. So I definitely, that's kind of rounds out the video. If you guys agree with me, then make sure to let me know down in the comments. If you disagree, Let me know down in the comments. If there's any questions that you guys have about the video, let me know down in the comments. Again, I'm going to be responding to every single comment in today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bow!